Hi guys, in the earlier video we had talked about the slope of a line, ratio of rights to run, but today we are going to talk about how to find the slope of a line given 2 points. In order for us to do that, we're going to go ahead and introduce the slope formula. Okay, so to find the slope of a line, we need 2 points. Our points are, or ordered pairs are written in the form xy. But to let the reader know that this is our first point and this is our second point, we introduced the subscripts of 1 and 2. So x1, y1, that's code for like the x and y of the first point, and x2, y2, that's code for x and y of the second point. Okay, so to find the slope of a line given these 2 points, this is how we're gonna find it. So the formula reads m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So difference of the y's over difference of the x's. That's exactly how you find it. You subtract the y's and you subtract the x's. Please be mindful of the order. Now, it does not matter which one you call the first point or second point. The steepness of the mountains does not change. Whether we go uphill or downhill, that number is not going to change. So you don't really have to worry about which one should we call the first point, which one should we call the second point. I don't like to make things overcomplicated. So however I read these from left to right, that's how I'm going to label them 1 and 2. So we have 3 problems and then we're good. So the directions read find the slope of the line through the given points. So I'm like, okay, how do I find the slope of a line? But quick, like, what do I need? Oh, to find the slope of a line, I need 2 points. Lucky for us, we have 2 points, so we got enough information. So let me go ahead, bust out the slope formula. It's like, do we really have to? You have to do nothing, okay? But the only way that I'm going to remember this new formula is by writing it down every time I have a need for it. Okay, so when do we use the slope formula? You use it when you want to find the slope of a line. That's what we want to do, find the slope of the line. To find the slope of a line, we need 2 points. We got 2 points, so we nailed the formula. We have what we need. Let's go ahead, label them for fake extra credit. So I'm going to put x1, y1 to remind me that this is the first point, and then x2, y2 to remind me that that's the second point. So when we plug it in, we have m equals difference of the y's. I'm going to circle the second point because even though I can write the formula and I can label them, I have a tendency to put them out of order. But if I circle it, it reminds me this minus this over this minus that. Okay, so difference of the y, so it'll be negative 6 minus the other y over difference of the x's 1 minus x1 or the other x. Bear in mind that the other x is negative 3. The popular mistakes is that students will tend to forget that negative. The first one that I see, it's not a negative, that's just how we speak. The first one that we see is a subtraction sign, which comes from the formula because it's difference of the x's. The second one that we see, it's because that's the value of x1. So just be careful. Let's keep our cool and simplify this. Difference of negative 6 and 5 will give us negative 11, and difference of 1 and negative 3, that's a little bit out of my zone. Let's go ahead, write this as a related addition problem. So add the opposite, or bad math, 2 negatives make a positive. So subtracting negative 3 is the same as adding 3, and that sum gives us 4. Cool. So now, can we simplify this? No. Okay, it's already simplified or reduced. Okay, so yes, sir, you could put it as a mixed number, but when it comes to slopes, if you can give me an integer slope, go for it. And if you can't, then just it's okay if your fraction is improper. Just make sure it's reduced. All right, 1 more, 2 to go, and we're out. Problem B, so we want to find the slope of these 2 lines. So let me go ahead, bust out the slope formula. So m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So as you do your homework, just go ahead, keep writing the formula. People ask me, like, how do you remember them? Well, after I write it like 50,000 times, well, that's a lie, but I write it down every time I do my homework. And if you're brave enough, say it as you write it, then it will stick to you. Okay, so we have the slope formula. Let me label these points. First point, second point, and then we plug in chug. Okay, so m slope equals difference of the y's, so negative 9 minus the other y over difference of the x's, negative 3 minus the other x. Cool. Difference of -9 and -9, who knows? Let's go ahead, switch it up to addition. So we're going to add the opposite, or bad math, two negatives make a positive. Sum of -9 and 9 is, oh, 0. Yeah, it's actually 0. Difference of -3 and 10, 7 will give us -10. And remember what I said, if you can give me an integer slope, go for it, and if not, just leave it as a fraction, but it's reduced. But in this case, quotient of 0 and -10 is 0, so the slope is 0, which is not to be confused with undefined. 0 is a number. Like if you ask me, how many cookies did you eat this morning? I'll be like, 0, none. That's a lie, I ate 10. But whatever. Okay, so again, if you can simplify it to an integer, go for it, and if you can't, then just leave it as a fraction, as long as it's reduced. For the grand finale, I know it's a short video. Let's go ahead and find the slope of these. Let's go ahead and find the slope of the line that passes through these 2 points. So slope formula: m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Again, you don't have to write out the formula. You don't have to label your points, but you're not gonna take the test for me, so I will always write down the formula and I will always label the points, okay? Because I don't want to like lose myself. So let's plug and chug. So m y2 minus y1, or difference of the y's. So we have y2, which is 4, minus the other y. Other y is -8. So I need you to pencil in -8 after the subtraction sign. So slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So difference of the y's over difference of the x's. So x2 is -5. And we're going to subtract from it the other x, which is -5. So again, let's go ahead, pencil in what we said, -5. So let's keep our cool and get nail this. Okay, I don't think this is the problem that I wanted to do. Okay, whatever. 4 minus -8 is the same as 4 plus 8, and I believe that gives us 12. So we have m, or slope, equals 12 over -5 minus -5, who knows? Let's go ahead and write it as addition. We're going to add the opposite. Oh, again, bad math, two negatives make a positive. No one's going to know how you're digesting it, okay? Sum of -5 and 5 is 0, and I said it before, if you can give me an integer slope, go for it, and if not, leave it as a fraction reduced. Quotient of 12 and 0 doesn't give us an integer, it actually gives us undefined, okay? Which is always like weird to me, like undefined, what is that? But the slope is undefined. If we had to graph it, then we won't have a vertical line, but we're not asked to graph anything, so we're gonna stop it right there. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it. Okay, so today we wanted to focus on the slope formula, how to find the slope of a line given 2 points, and we did 3 problems, so I think we're good to go. Thanks.